So going to your calculator, the first thing I get asked about is when you go to graph and your window changes, looks like that. So one of the problems that we did, I think it was in 3.1, was the film and digital camera. Do you guys remember that one? If you've seen the video. So because the y-intercept of that was, I can't remember, like 120 or something, and the other y-intercept was 90. You have to adjust your window because it starts out as a 10 by 10. And then anytime you graph after that, your window is going to stay the same. So I wanted to show you how you can change your window back to a 10 by 10 really quickly. Maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't. If you hit zoom right in the middle, and then you hit 6, that's zoom standard. That's a very common key sequence, zoom 6, to kind of get back to that 10 by 10 window. It'll make your graph back to normal. So if ever you've changed your window, like even the enrollment one, the y-intercept was 620, the other y-intercept was 400 and something. We had to really adjust that window to see the picture of the two lines. To get back to a standard window, you can just quickly hit zoom 6, and it's going to bring you right back to where you need to go. So if you're having trouble with seeing your lines, hit zoom 6, just get back to that 10 by 10, and then start changing your window again, zooming it out and whatever you need to do. The next thing I have to do a little working here is sometimes you'll get this. Just bear with me here. I got to put in a couple of stats here. So you might hit graph. This is all just hitting graph again. You might hit graph and you might see dimension mismatch. Okay, that's another common one. That is because you have a stat plot on, and your stat plot does not have the correct dimensions to graph. So if you go into your stat, your L1 might have 2 numbers, your L2 only has 1 number. It's not able to graph the stat plot. So if you hit graph and you see this dimension mismatch, the easiest thing to do is just go to your y equals. Go to your y equals and just go up to where it says plot. That should just be cleared out. So just hit it so then it turns white with black lettering. It's a good idea to just always keep these off unless you're making a scatter plot. So even if yours are on right now, I would recommend just turning them off. So make sure they're white with the black lettering, because that's just going to cause you issues down the line. Okay, the next thing is you see your graph. Okay, and you can see we do have an intersection here. That's kind of what we practiced in 3.1. And you want to go to your table to see where they intersect and see where the solution is. And you go to your table and there's nothing there. One of the things I told you in one of the videos was you can set up your table to ask your calculator what the solutions are. So you can type in a number and then it'll tell you what the 2 answers are for the y in each of those. But sometimes it's not beneficial to have that because we want to see all the solutions in our table. So if you do run into that issue, if you go to your table and you have to type in numbers to get solutions, you are in a mode of your calculator where you're asking your calculator for inputs. So to change that, you have to go into your table set. So I'll show you that. You go second, window, and where it says independent, it's abbreviated, you're going to change that to auto. If you don't have it on auto, I would always start in auto. And then if you go to ask, if you just want to find maybe a couple of quick solutions, then change it to ask. But 90% of the time, let's be in auto. Now, if you go back, you should see your table now populating with all the solutions. So I'll show you that again. You're going to go second, window, down to auto. Make sure that's the black with the white lettering. That's turned on then. Now you can see all of your solutions, and now you can start to see, oh, right here, 1, 4, and 1, 4. So that must be where they're crossing. So 1, 4 is going to be your solution. So now once you've got your table populated, to find that intersection, you're looking at where both my y's going to be the same. So hopefully that helps in some of the videos, I am kind of showing you different things, and to get your calculator back, I don't always show you that. So now you kind of see a couple of common things that can happen, and now you can hopefully get your calculator back to normal. So the window, you can hit zoom 6. That's a big one. Making sure your stat plot is off. So up here should just be all cleared in your y equals. And then lastly, your table, on your table set, just change that to auto. So that would be some helpful things to do. You guys have any other questions about your calculator for me?